Last week, I interviewed Yiqing. First, let me introduce some basic information about her. Yiqing is really famous in China because she was a famous television announcer about 5 years ago. And now she is the chief editor of Shanghai Media Group, which is a famous company in China. And the reasons I chose to interview her is because, first of all, she graduated from University of Arizona, and she majored in information management. And I think her education background is the basis of her being a good leader in her career life. And the second reason is because her past working experience helps improve her ability of being a good leader. Last but not least, she often goes abroad for further study in order to be a good leader and have more advanced leadership styles. When I spoke with Yiqing, we mainly talk about her leadership style, how does she communicate with her followers, and her opinions on the gender gap in leadership. In regard to leadership style, she concluded her leadership style as situational leadership because she told me that she never judged her followers in her group. Instead, she often judged various kinds of situations, and she thought that situations were always changing, so that we should learn how to deal with different kinds of situations in order to be a good leader. As a result, she never used a same solution to deal with two different kinds of situations, even though the two situations were similar to each other. Also, she consisted learning professional knowledge and exchanging different ideas with other leaders in order to deal with the changing situations. Also, she mentioned that college students should try to think about an issue from different kinds of perspectives in order to be prepared for their future study and future work. Based on situational leadership style, she mentioned that she communicated with her followers as much as possible, because communication is the most important way to build good work relationships between leaders and followers. And she also mentioned that she often encouraged the followers to come up with new ideas, because only through this way could the followers become innovative and creative, and these two key points are very important to work related to communication. She also agreed with the points of view which was mentioned in the textbook that communication is not linear, it is circular. So she held the opinion that group discussion was such a good way for followers and leaders to communicate with each other in workplace, because everyone could share their own opinions and ideas about working problems and some tasks, some issues, everything about work. And this way was much more efficient than one-by-one talk. After talking about communication in workplace, she also shared her perspective on gender gap in workplace, and she held the opinion that it was inevitable that gender gap really existed in workplace. However, what should we do was not to completely narrow it, because if we could use it in an appropriate way, it could be an advantage in our workplace. So what we should do is to find a position that fits someone most, and it would be a very sensible way for us to do. In conclusion, I really enjoyed the time talking to Ms. Qing, and I learned some experience in workplace, which could be connected to textbook knowledge about leadership. And I also learned that as a college student, how could I prepare for future work if I plan to be a leader in the future. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.